Hello everybody, Penny here from East Hertfordshire Family Centre Service. Now this week is Road Safety Awareness Week, and it's a great opportunity to remind ourselves and of our children of how to keep safe when we're out and about along the roadside. So who and what are our road safety heroes? The things and people who are there in place to keep us safe. Do our children know who and what they are? We've got our crossing patrol and lollipop person. We've got the police. We've got a zebra crossing. We've got traffic lights and the pelican crossing. Do they know the sequence of those lights on the traffic lights? If we're in a busy area, we might have a footbridge to go over a road. And otherwise, we might also have an underpass where we go under the road. They are all there to make sure that we are safe as we can be when we're out and about in the busy towns and cities. So, do our children know what they are, what they're called, where they might be? Quite often we assume that our children know what these is, but they don't always. We make that assumption, so it's always worthwhile just checking over to see what your child knows. And great for their self-esteem, because they can proudly tell you what they are. It does surprise us how much they know, but we shouldn't always make that assumption. So as you're walking out and about with your children, talk to them about the traffic environment as you're going about, and explain what you're doing and why you're doing it when you're crossing the road. Why? Sometimes ask your children if they know why we're doing something. Why do you have to hold my hand or hold onto the buggy when we're crossing the road? Why do you think that is? And why is it better to find a safe place to cross rather than think, I want to cross, I want to get to that shop there, so I'm going to cross here. So why is it better that we walk just that little bit further up the road where we might find the pelican crossing or the zebra crossing than here? So, and as you walk around, point out those hidden entrances, such as driveways, particularly if you're out in a town. You've got the shop fronts and where vehicles go in and out when they're coming out. So just point out to your children that when you see one of those, it's always best just to stop and have a look that nothing else is coming out. Always have your child hold your hand or your buggy rather than let them run ahead. Especially, I know it is great fun too, but if you've got the crossing patrols ahead and you're the temptation to go and press that button first to stop the traffic. So always make sure your child is holding onto either your hand or the buggy. Traffic lights, red, amber and green. Do they know the sequence of that? Do they know what they mean? It can be quite a fun game when they're looking at, when you can see it going, oh, what does that tell us? And the difference between the pelican crossing and when you've got the red one and the green one, when we need to press that button and wait until the red turns green. So just have a go and talk about that when you are there. Now, when you are walking with your child, it's always better to make sure you have your child away from the curbside. I know if you've got more than one child and you've got them holding onto the buggy or holding your hands, then just make sure you are walking as far away from the curbside as possible. And as adults, it's really important for us to be good role models. So when we're in the car, make sure we're wearing our seatbelts, where we're following the rules of the road, whether we're driving, walking and crossing, making sure that we are being a courteous driver or a pedestrian or a passenger, because as we know, the children learn from us. Reflective clothing, not a bad idea when it's dark, particularly when it gets to this sort of autumn, winter time, when the lights are drawing in. So it is a good practice to have something on so that you can be seen. And as you're walking around, look at those road signs. What do they mean? You could make a little road safety checklist, have a list of things. Can the children spot them? What do they mean? Again, we've got our stop and our go. If we see something red, even if we can't read that word, what does that mean? Yes, stop. And if we see green, that usually means we go. But just make sure that as we're doing that and we're crossing, that the children are always looking and listening, because we might hear a sound, but we can't see it. So what should we do? Particularly if we're hearing sirens going. They're great excitement anyway. When we hear a siren, we want to see what's going past. But that vehicle will be coming fast, maybe faster than we can cross a road. So if they hear that sound, stop and wait. What about making your own road safety kit at home? Use a broom handle, or in this case, if you're going to make a small one for inside, I've used a mug stand, but use a broomstick. Just make these circles, the red, the amber and the green. So you could make your own road safety kit for at home. Make your own zebra crossing. Use a big piece of paper. Newspaper's great, really. And you can just make the stripes on there, so you can practice with that. Pretend being a car, somebody being the passenger, the driver, the pedestrian. Have a go at making your own Belisha beacon. These ones are a small one. I've just used a twig and tissue paper, but whatever you've got, you can use. Maybe a big stick, again the broom handle, find somewhere to put it. So use your imagination, your children's imagination, and play practicing crossing the road at home. So the more that we talk about what's going on out and about when we're in the road, the more our child is informed, and the safer choices that he or she will make. There are always lots of books you can get from the library or buy about road safety in a narrative form, so maybe you want to share those. So when you're out and about, just talk about everything that's going on. They may well ask some really interesting questions. Thank you.